How's it going, everyone? Brian here from Bend & Wrenches. Doing a little pre-race car maintenance. We got a big race coming up next weekend, and this is something we kind of threw together just as an enduro car, just a budget project. So not much invested, kind of just a chain and wire type thing. Supposed to be racing in the slush, actually. We're going to see how that goes, how the weather is. We're up in northern Michigan, and well, one day it's snowing, one day it's not. So biggest thing, we're going to do a serpentine belt. We're going to work on doing a window net. Just kind of check it over, do the old once over, and kind of go from there. Yeah, the biggest thing is just grab your old 15 millimeter here. Like I said, we're just got a little belt squeak. It's pretty wore out, so you always want to check your belt. Biggest thing is with these new type of belts and the new material, they don't actually wear out and crack like they used to. They kind of start to U. If you were to see how the new belts and how tight the V is there compared to the old one there, they tend to make a little noise and they don't crack like they used to. So we got to go ahead and remove this coolant reservoir bottle here, a couple like 10 or 11s there, and get our belt off. Yeah, time to get this tank out of the way. A couple 10 millimeter little stamp steel nuts. Yeah, the engineers aren't on our side with this one, guys. This is you know, one of those things that you can't just make it simple. Let's just pull the belt off and change that. Now you got to remove half dozen things just to do something on that. This is an old car. This is an 07, you know. It's no worse nowadays. I think it's pretty quick to get out of there. Just kind of set that out of our way. And then you'll see, get down in here a little better. Got your 15, your long ratchet helps quite a bit. Just kind of pop that dude off there. Biggest thing, guys, is to remember the way you take it off. Or at least maybe take a picture or find the belt routing diagram somewhere, but you tear into your new unit and try not to struggle so bad anyways. Yeah, we got a few miles we're going to put on her. I know we've raced this race before. It's a 90-minute enduro. We put about 110 laps on a quarter-mile track. So we're out there for a few minutes. Any sort of cautions or anything, that usually jams us up. I think last year we sat in the car for a couple hours. Definitely make sure you take your piss break first. You know what, these new belts, they're not your friend, I swear. They keep them folded up for so damn long. And then you struggle bus on the simplest thing. At least you can service this one from up top. But a lot of cars nowadays, you're doing it from underneath. Couldn't even imagine if you're on the side of the road. All right, we're getting somewhere now, guys. You always want to double check it too. These things are pretty bad for not setting in all their grooves, so it's always worth double checking. Looks pretty darn good, I think. Get this guy back where she belongs. Say we got these couple stamp steel nuts. We'll fire it up here and make sure the belt stays on for you. Then we're gonna jump on to the next project. We gotta finish up our window net mount. Pretty basic stuff. We try to keep it cheap with these budget cars. This old hood rod worked out pretty good. An old seat buckle out of a Ford. See if we can make old Henry Ford proud. You know, putting this part on a GM. I won't tell him though. Yeah, right. You know, this will be a little easier. Some guy didn't run his battery cables through here, you know. All right. Look at that. What do you think of that one, huh?
Yep.
Went right on.
Yep.
All right. Let's see if she ejects it off or not. Ready?
Yep. Nice.
And not much for maintenance. Just biggest thing is checking the fluids, going through it real quick. And yeah, this car here is got a little backstory too. We got this from a buddy of ours that runs a salvage yard. He had donated it to the cause. But yeah, this one here was a pretty nice car. The sadly, the gentleman was sleeping in the car and had a Mr. Buddy heater inside. And yeah, about burned it to the ground. So we'll slide a couple pictures in there for you can take a look at a little pregame for you. But a little leftover remnants. You know, if you look at the roof inside the car and a couple pieces like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and check these fluids. And other than that, we should be about ready. We'll pull it over to the other bay and get the welder out and hopefully fab up a nice little window net mount. Yeah, so you can kind of see the remnants of the fire and what's left. You can see she was a little toasty. We transferred the cage from another car to a little hoop anyways. It's kind of the minimum for the rules. But if you look at the back of the armrest there, you can really see kind of what was left.
Oh, had it.
You can kind of see the remnants of the stuff melting and dripping off the ceiling as well. Or at least where the the former headliner.
Yeah. Hence, don't use buddy heaters to heat your car. 151 in the winter circle. We can hope. Never know.
That's what we're shooting for, you know.
Never know.
No.
That's the goal. Goal is to finish the race. That's the first goal.
Well, yeah, you're talking. That's a long time. 90 minutes out there. It's a run.
That's a big deal. And you got 40 cars or more out there.
Yeah, we had 42 cars last year. Back in October, we actually raced on pumpkins, so that was pretty entertaining.
Yep.
You wouldn't believe how slick and snotty pumpkins will be. You know, it's crazy. With the earlier race, they had slush and ice and stuff, but as you raced around the track, it warmed up. It kind of thawed out a little bit and dried out, but that pumpkin snot was.
It lasted.
You had to be a wheelman the whole time.
Yep.
So we got some tires on it though. We got just some old meats we got from our local tow yard and some extra flaps on there. We tube them just to give a sidewall protection. This will also be a bump and grind car. Something we'll race on a short track at like fairgrounds and stuff like that. But primarily we're gonna do this endurance race, get that out of the way and then kind of start the season. We do a little bit of everything here though. We do a lot of mud bog and off-roading and stuff. And you'll see that here in the future to come. We got another project coming up with our mega truck that's kind of stashed out back, and got another LS swapped BMW we put together a while back. We're gonna start kind of going through a few of those things, getting them ready for the season. It's still pretty early, but we live down about a 5-mile back road, so we got a few months before we can pull her out. So I think it's time to pull it to the other side, huh?
Yep.
First part is climbing over the door bar. So, like I said, these are just minimum rules for our class that we do. Gotta have a hoop and a couple down bars. So.
Oh, your schoolboy figure don't help either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. we're trying to get this window net situation figured out. Again, like I said, we try to keep it cheap around here. You know, we got old prop rod. I think this was out of an old Ford van or something like that. And then nice little seat belt there. Just gotta knock some plastic off, and it should fit, I would think, pretty well, huh?
Yeah.
Just gotta do a little finagling. Maybe weld like a nut up here or something, and we're just trying to keep it minimum, guys. That's the thing. We're just trying to keep it
Safety
cheap.
second.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we're gonna go over here and cut these off. Hopefully take, you know, get these nice little bends out of here. Yeah. So we got the corner band handy, just happen to be sitting here, so we're gonna go ahead and just kind of follow through with that. I tell you guys, if you don't have one of these things, and this is the cheapest Home Depot piece of shit, but
It cuts.
it cuts very well. I was impressed. For $100. All right, let's see what we got here. Now, the biggest thing is just cutting these ends off here so we can actually utilize the rod there. So
I'm getting the other side of you.
that's all we're looking to do, just to make it a little easier. We might even leave this end on though. I don't know, guys. I just think that it'll give us a little extra surface area to weld on, maybe. I don't know, but I know this plastic's got to come off here, and the trick is,
So that bend end's gonna go into the seat belt.
yeah, I think so. I think that's your best chance, because if we put this here, or vice versa, you know, one side on the car, we'll slide this over a nut. Pretty straightforward, guys. You'll see. We're just gonna hopefully just knock this plastic off here. Maybe.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we may need to get the grinder out.
Same at the.
But they say this stuff will just kind of break off there. Yeah. I think we're going to get the grinder out, guys. I don't know. This is not working like it was supposed to.
Plan B.
So, let's try a grinder. We're just going to try some pliers. It looks like it's starting to come loose. Yeah, it's almost like rubber. So we're trying to come up with a solution. I think we got an idea. We're gonna try to maybe drill this out here, kind of just shove that, utilize the door as our support. Somehow use our seat buckle up here. I mean, they sell kits for this stuff, but this stuff was free, so you might as well take advantage of it when you can. You know, I guess we could probably just weld on the back of this too, right here. You see, guys, right here? Kind of the idea.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty old. It's probably just metal clip, I would think, so it probably would take a little heat anyways. So probably not a bad idea, something like that. So I think what we'll do is we'll just start. We already got a hole, a pre-existing hole. You know, so we might as well, we'll just get right through there, and hopefully it's a long enough deal. That'll work. It's
Yeah.
pretty good, John. What do you think?
I think so. It'll work good.
You know, it probably should be tighter. Maybe we should go a little higher, you know, but all right. I mean, we only self-tapped it down here. Look at you know, so.
As long as it keeps your arms from falling out if you decide to go upside down.
We do have a harness in here. We're still using a factory seat. We only got a 4-point, but
4-point keep you in the seat.
you know, we've rolled one over before, so it's not
Yeah,
it's
it
not
won't be,
the end of the
won't
world.
be the first rodeo.
Yeah, so well, we just gotta come up with some creative solution for this. trying to think if we should go ahead and just probably burn that right on there. So we got to get this thing on here somehow. You know, that would probably even be decent. Just put a little bend there.
Yeah, bend that part of it.
Yeah, we just need to make sure there's enough tail hanging down so you can snap that in there.
Yep, so it contours it. And that'd be good because you
know,
reach
if we
that
put it this way.
closer.
Yeah. We got to make sure we can open the door, though. That's the next thing, too. Make sure you open the door. Oh, that's close enough. We can always tap that down.
Yeah.
I think that'll work. Cool. Let's, probably time to get the grinder out.
Yep.
I mean, we could just self-tap it. You know what I'm saying? You know?
That would be putting safety at like 5th.
Well, I mean, look, honestly, though, with these zip ties in here, these things are like razor blades.
Oh, yeah, you got to make sure them are all turned
Yeah,
out.
I always like to cut them at an angle.
Yeah, so they're nice and sharp.
Well, it's kind of like a safety thing, you know. It's security. So when somebody jumps in their car, you draw blood. You know what's up.
That's right.
Yeah, let me grab the grinder real quick. We'll touch this up. We got our buddy at JT's Barn and Grill. He came over there today and gave us a fine paint job. I'll drop that video in the link. You guys can see that. And yeah, I don't know if I'll make him proud by grinding on this, but it kind of is what it is, you know? Goes back to that safety factor, you know? We're trying to get her dialed.
You got any of that paint left at all?
I do have some paint left, yeah.
So we can touch it up after.
Just hand painted or whatever. It's Massey Ferguson red. You know,
That's right, the old girl run like a Massey.
There's a reason for that, guys. You'll if you jump on JT's channel there, you'll see. It's got to be good enough. I mean, realistically, we might have to cut this rod down a little bit more.
But you got enough real estate to do that.
Yeah, I think if we just take and weld this thing right here on the back, I think it's a pretty good spot. Just burn that in. We'll shorten this up, get it to about here.
Yep.
You know, we may have to grind a little more after we kind of.
Yeah, that'd be good. Get that buckle where you want it.
Yep.
Get it kind of snug, and then.
I think we're gonna self-tap it anyways. Put like 1 or 2 inches to hold it, kind of make sure it works good, and then we'll go in there and just burn her in.
Well, that's not a bad idea.
I mean, we are welding the sheet metal next to the windshield, but you know, it's already broken, so what the hell?
Yeah, it's cracked already. It's delinquent.
Yeah. If you guys notice, that's the name of my mega truck as well, so.
Yeah.
Just kind of slapped it on the old race car, painted the same color as the truck, and here we are.
Yeah, mega trucks in hibernation, getting ready to come out. She got to have some first aid done first, and
yeah, a couple issues, but you know, it's sad over the winter, but we got some spicy new injectors and a Chinese choo-choo boy on there, so she likes to party.
Oh yeah.
But we'll save that for you guys for later.
Yeah.
Leave that one as a little surprise. So we're gonna go ahead and, like I said, we're just gonna run a couple self-tappers in there and see if we can get that to at least mock up, make it work, you know, make sure it's gonna do what it's supposed to do. And yeah, we'll send these home. It'd be nice to have the impact driver, but the old cordless drill, you know, we'll put the old DeWalt to work.
Yeah, why not?
Like I said, I think we're just gonna, right about there looks. Oh, that worked out good, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we hit something else in there is what we did. Remember that welding part? That's where it's gonna come in handy.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
At least this way we can try it out.
Good way to test it. And
so we're gonna cut this down for sure. It's not a bad spot, really. I mean, it's something I can get to as a driver. You should be able to reach in there and pop that down.
yeah.
And then that way we can get away with, the biggest thing is, yeah, your door probably shouldn't open, but you know, I'm not in the best of shape, so that'll help anyways. I think I'm gonna put another one in there. What do you think, John? That thing's pretty sloppy. Just so we know it's at the right spot.
Yeah, you can always take it back out when you weld it.
Didn't they teach us in the body shop days right here, you know?
No,
No, this one. They didn't teach you this in Florida?
no. I looked at the website. He's got 3 shops still.
Yeah?
He's all gray-haired and everything else.
Yeah, that gray comes on pretty fast.
The
I'll tell
paint
you
jobs
that.
went from 99 to 1,000 starting out. And that was back in the 80s, so.
Well, a lot of my price point right now, man. We got this
Great.
fine Harvester Red paint job donated to us. You know, that's going to work out. It's going to work out pretty well.
I think so.
So we're going to, probably should mark that. We're just going to, you know what we're going to do is hold our finger there.
Get that bugger. I'd mount that first where you want it, and then you can cut how much rod
Yeah,
you need
it's not a
off
bad
it.
idea. What we'll do is,
Just in case.
yeah, we'll stack this on there, knock that piece of plastic off, grind this out a little bit, and
Tune
get
the
the
zoom.
welder out.
Tune the zoom.
A benefit to wearing glass is you got, you know, built-in eye protection. Helps. You always want to be safe, guys. You don't do this at home. It's not, you know.
Yeah, they're pretty important.
Try to knock that chrome down a little bit. More of this plastic. This stuff is just kicking my behind, I'll tell you that.
Think you need to take it off there?
There we go. Look at that. So again, we're gonna kind of mark where this needs to go. It's pretty malleable. We can bend this around if we need,
Oh yeah.
but I think that we may have to mark that. You know, I don't know. We're just gonna go for it, guys. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna take an educated guess. We're gonna lay it on. We know it's gotta be cocked a little bit and just tack weld it and see what happens, right?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty fair idea.
Tack it, see what happens.
Better now. Just gonna burn this guy in real fast. Put a healthy tack on it for now. Kind of the idea there, and then we're just going to be able to hook that on, and so we'll give that a shot, see if that's going to work for us. Good, we're going to burn her in a little more, so let's give her a shot. We're going to weld this on too. I think it's our best bet, but remember, that's a little warm there. We don't be grabbing that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're going to cut that off. I think we're going to go ahead and bend that to kind of accommodate. That'll be our best bet. Because we still want to have this thing kind of taut. So we just give that right at that hip. Give her a little
Tweak.
a little tweak right there. Probably the old vice will do with this guy.
Yep.
Enough just to get that little arc to her. So.
Yeah, because it's got to be on it like an angle, so it'll buckle up good for you.
Still got a little heat to her, man. You know, I was expecting that. We made it a little more bendy, but that's kind of the idea. If we just go ahead and give that a kink, right? Pretty much tip it back. Kind of the idea. What do you think? Should work, right?
Should.
We'll come back around with the welder here in a minute. We'll just go ahead and weld that in and do a little more permanent. I think we just got to give this thing a... I'm gonna go ahead and put this down. We're just glue her down, you know. biggest thing is you don't want all the heat on the sheet metal. You want to kind of retain most of it onto the buckle, because it's obviously a thicker material. Is it good enough? Work out all our self-tappers, get rid of those, and
Yep.
a little red paint. Cover up them caterpillars. I never claimed to be a welder, but I don't think it's going anywhere.
Oh, it's not awful.
Probably rip the sheet metal off before it does anything.
I've seen you do better, but
Let's see if I welded on that self-tapper. You know, I got an impact driver somewhere.
I was gonna say, don't grab them.
Yeah. That... Probably gonna be hot.
It'll take you long to let go of them.
Probably could have just left them in there, guys, but you know, we don't want them to vibrate out, get a flat tire or something, and you know, it's gonna be my fault, so. All right, moment of truth. It's kind of the final deal here. We're gonna paint it, of course, but not bad for a hood prop rod and some old Ford seat buckle. I think it looks pretty snazzy.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, cool. On to the next project. We gotta load the old spicy tune in her too. We gotta make sure she stays in second gear. We don't want her to shift, and you know, a little torque management and whatnot. So, but I think other than that, we're gonna be pretty good to go. I think we just gotta check some fluids. I know we gotta do that yet.
Yeah,
fill the gas tank. We have to fill the fuel tank.
Yep. Pre-race day before.
Yeah, we'll wait. We'll hold off on that though. The biggest thing is, guys, is just to keep it locked in second. We know kind of where we need to be, and we're gonna turn off the limiter because we like to party. You know, just in gear though. We don't need to be free revving or anything crazy, but with the track length, the potential for it shifting in a third is real. So we're trying to avoid that. We don't want to lose power going into a corner. You know, we want to be able to use the RPMs to our advantage. So.
And we want all of them.
Yeah, it's definitely the biggest thing. We're putting a spice tune in, don't you worry. All right, guys, we got this thing ready to rock now. So we got her tweaked a little bit, a little torque management. Got her locked in second gear. Played with the power enrichment and a couple other little details. So hopefully it does what it's supposed to do. So here's where the cost is. Of course, you got to, you know, buy your way in through our friendly folks at HP Tuners. But we're going to go ahead and flash her in right now. Yeah, you can always tell when it's rote. You hear the fuel pump cycle again and whatnot. So there it is. So we're going to go ahead and close this out for just a moment. We're going to start her up, see if it takes off. So we should be good to go. You know, by all means, we're professional here, folks. So. Call it a success, huh? That's what you're looking for.
Now we get a dry day before then, take her to rip down the road once and
So we're
make
hoping.
sure she's where you want it.
So I think on this note, folks, we're going to see you, I think the next time we're going to catch you probably at the track at this point. So we'll call it a night and get this bad boy buttoned up. Have a good one. Thanks. Subscribe, like. We appreciate it.